Hey folks, welcome back. I missed you. Today we'll be checking out Venom. I'll be honest, the first one was the only good one. I really wanted to enjoy the second one, but it put me to sleep, unfortunately. There's only a handful of movies I can count on my fingers that actually put me to sleep. And when it does, I just class them as terrible. I will be checking out the third one, so I'm really hoping it will be good. Please. As always, I'll be sharing my thoughts as the movie progresses. So kick back, relax, put on your symbiote costume, subscribe, and let's do this. The movie opens up with this aircraft crashing into East Malaysia, with this group being able to extract 3 out of the 4 of their organism samples. And surprisingly, one of the astronauts are still alive. Coincidence? I think not. I told you. And it already switches host to one of the ambulance ladies. So you know this thing ain't playing.
Do I look to be in a gaming mood?
Now we're introduced to our boy Eddie Brock, played by Ed Hardy. Ed Hardy? Being all cute with his fiancée, aww. And honestly, anytime they showcase a nice wholesome couple, one of them either dies or they just have a terrible breakup. Anyways, he's a pretty good investigative reporter and his boss scored him a big interview with one of the big boys, Carlton Drake, who's basically the Elon Musk of this universe. But boss man knows Eddie and knows he likes to snoop where he isn't supposed to snoop, so he tells him to just ask him about his rocket ships, how he's doing, and what kind of ice cream he had today. And just move on with his life.
Are you gonna behave yourself tomorrow?
No.
It gets way more complicated than that, folks. His lovely lady here is basically working for Carlton Drake, so... Later that night, after they poke each other out, Eddie starts snooping on Homegirl's confidential emails. Eddie is just full of some big old red flags.
Mr. Drake?
It's okay, don't silence her. They try and silence those of us who ask questions, but you know what, in the end, we're the ones who change the world.
And remember folks, there are no dumb questions. Yes. What's Obama's last name? Give me back my pin. So anyways, the interview goes as well as you'd expect.
You know, for a smart guy, you really are a dumbass.
I get that all the time. Minus the smart guy part. He gets fired, gets his fiancée fired, and she breaks up with him. So Broseph is left with nothing. Nothing. I really can't feel sorry for him here. He had all the warning signs from literally anyone who knows him and he still chose to ignore it. Meanwhile, Carlton gets his hands on the symbiotes and the Stray changes hosts again. 6 months have passed and they've been experimenting on animals to some success. But Carlton don't have a lot of patience, so he tells the doctor to begin human trials, despite her telling him it's too soon. Eddie is a shell of his former self, but he's looking better than I thought he would, to be honest. You should have seen me at 6 months.
The full payment is due now.
Poor Mrs. Chen. Eddie can't even do anything about it. For now. Broseph can't even land a job anymore, which is generally why people turn a blind eye when dealing with powerful people. It's either the truth or your livelihood. Pick one. At least he tries the meditation Mrs. Cheng was telling him to do.
In which case it's no longer.
Now I feel bad for him. It looks like he's losing his sanity too. Human trials goes as well as you'd expect. Honestly, Carlton looks more like a mouse than a menacing evil guy. But he's definitely doing a good job being a heartless billionaire. The doctor approaches Eddie to talk to him because she's tired of seeing people die at human trials. But he doesn't want to hear any of it. You could have done that since the beginning, my G.
Eddie?
Never a good idea, my guy. I'm not talking from experience, by the way. She introduces him to her new boyfriend, Dan, who's actually a fan of Eddie, which I think is kind of funny. But come on, they were engaged. She moved on only after 6 months? That's harsh.
You look good, by the way. You doing good?
What are you doing here, Eddie?
I'm here because I miss you.
Oh my god. Please stop, my guy. I can't watch this.
We're gonna try and find our way back.
No, we can't. You did this, Eddie. Not Carlton Drake, not the network, you.
She kinda has a point though. Looks like he gave it some thought and finally decided to hear what the doctor has to say. Cause honestly, you can't lose everything twice. She goes on to explain to him that they basically brought back aliens that they call symbiotes, who can't survive in our environment without a host to latch on to. All while sneaking him inside the place. He grabs a couple photos and sees one of the homeless people he knows, which was from this scene earlier.
Cost you $5.
$5 for a paper that's free?
So he tries the keyboard but sets off an alarm. He managed to break her out though. Only for her to attack him, allowing the symbiote to get into Eddie. She dead, by the way. Brozef is immediately overpowered now, being able to successfully escape his pursuers. I'd give a worse reaction. I'm honestly surprised Granny here was able to host the symbiote for 6 straight months. But it finds a new target. This is why you always tend to your kids. Eddie bombards his ex's dinner date to tell her he broke in and think he got infected, but he gets hungry and hot. He wakes up to find himself in an MRI machine, I think. Dan wants to help him find out what's wrong with him. The scan was supposed to be painless, but that looks like it was painful. And the doctor gets snitched on. Oh no. Oh no. Anne tells Eddie he has a parasite and Dan wants to put him on some meds for it.
And we're gonna clear that out.
Yes.
Never gonna happen.
Honestly, I'd be freaking the F out right now.
Can you turn your music down, please? Because I'm having a really hard time.
Whatever. Sure, man.
I'd still be freaking out. Meanwhile, Carlton tries to get Doctor to snitch on who she brought over. Where I'm from, we call that chaining up your head.
I promise from here on in, we will do things differently.
Don't fall for it!
Will you trust me?
No!
Eddie Brock.
God damn it! So he locks her in with the symbiote. So now she gone. Eddie gets a warning to not open the door, but does it anyway.
You are making us look bad. Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you...
They're like a married couple. Symbiote decides to deal with it himself. And makes an escape.
What the hell?
Dude, how did you do that?
Apparently I have a parasite.
They find him again and we get this insanely cool car chase. But we get a little hint here that the symbiote is weak to fire. Venom is hard carrying this whole car chase. Let's not forget that Eddie would have been caught by now.
Cool, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, ooh, that looked painful. Ooh. They managed to catch him, but the symbiote takes full form now. And again, I'd be freaking the F out if I was in either one of their shoes. Freak. Forget instructions. I don't want to die.
What the hell are you?
I am Venom, and you are mine.
Sweet baby Jesus. You know, I was wondering how Venom knew English, but as he's one with Eddie, he knows everything about him, so...
I am inside your head. You are a loser.
Wow. I'd give up on life at this point. The stray symbiote managed to reach San Francisco now, where Eddie and the gang are. Eddie's labs came back and it's abnormal results, so Dan is concerned about him. Which is kind of nice to see, to be honest. Usually the boyfriends are like these douchebags or a-holes.
I don't want to see you again unless you have Brock.
Squeaky squeaky. He tries to make a pit stop to his editor boss but can't get entry. So Venom just climbs to the tippy top.
It is peaceful up here. Your world is not so ugly after all.
It has the good and the bad moments. Only for a loud plane to be passing by rendering Venom weak. Another weakness we get to see.
Here's your evidence.
Wow, I love it. Damn, Eddie can't catch a break. Frick. He lets Venom take over and Venom just goes all out. All out. At least Eddie stops him from chomping on a police officer. Annie shows up at the same time and demands he go to the hospital.
And you feel sad when you are with her. You never apologized.
Venom is a big wingman freak. So he does just that. Apologizes. Like he should have done 6 months ago.
Oh, that's nice.
Damn, I'm starting to like Venom. Would still freak the out.
Meanwhile, the stray symbiote finds his way to Carlton and takes him over.
But how did he know where to go to get to Carlton Drake? Dan tells Eddie the symbiote is killing him slowly, but Venom tells him not to listen to them. Very aggressively. And he has no choice but to turn on the sound blasters. And it kicks Venom out. To be fair, that isn't information people will take lightly. And Venom needed him to survive. So Eddie breaks up with Venom and storms out. But damn, Venom escapes. That was quick. Poor doggy. And the bad guys catch Eddie. He really can't catch a break? What the hell?
We brought the planet to the brink of extinction. We're parasites.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Didn't you take from the person you love the most, who trusted you the most?
Ooh. Ah. Low blow. Frick. He tries getting Eddie to tell him where Venom is, but come on. Eddie ain't gonna budge. Budge? Wow. Dear God. Props to Eddie for being able to face all these creatures and still be sane about it. But the stray tells Carlton that there's a lot more of him. Millions more.
Did your mama not love you?
I think that's a no. While Eddie is doing his talk no jutsu, men are being yanked away. And whomst might that be?
Hi, Eddie.
Whoa. I want one.
No.
That looks like the sloppiest kiss I've ever seen. Okay, I think Messi will take a win for that one. But still, I'm telling your boyfriend. Venom tells Eddie that Riot, the stray, we finally get a name, folks. Riot is their team leader and he's gonna summon the others.
It's going to get ugly.
Well, she can fight ugly.
Yeah, I can fight ugly.
Not today.
Why did they butcher Venom too? Eddie confronts Venom about their world domination plan, but Venom says he had a change of heart. Aww.
On my planet, I am kind of a loser, like you.
Okay, this is my only gripe. I've never seen the comics, but was he actually the worst one of his race? Meanwhile, Riot just...
T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
starts a riot.
Oh, Jesus! You can take this guy, right?
He has got shit you have never seen.
Wow, that's comforting. So we get a lovely CGI battle with them sharing some licks, but getting more licks in return.
Drake, stop!
Like a lot more. Then this absolute mess. Like they're almost the same color, so it's actually pretty hard to see who is who right now. Until Riot absorbs all of them. just absorb everyone. So Annie has to step in to assist these useless men. Now Broseph have to indulge in the classic fist fight until Eddie gets stabbed.
You are nothing.
Did you really have to attack his feels? Was stabbing him not enough? Oh no, Eddie's gone! Until Venom takes him over, goes to the rocket, slices the gas, explosions. Because remember, they can't really deal with fire. So Riot is no more. And Venom starts burning off of Eddie. Venom says his goodbye, risking his life to save Eddie boy. Broseph. I'm not sure how much time passed, but they're just sitting and chatting now. Until Eddie brings up the kiss, which is something you should never, ever do. Don't ever do that. Because she plays it off as nothing. So where did that get you? Nowhere.
We're not going to tell Dan about this, okay?
Women.
She has no idea we are going to get her back.
Venom's alive, yeah. So Eddie tells him if he has to stick around, he can only ever eat bad people. So he agreed. And conveniently enough, they're back in the store getting some comeuppance for Mrs. C.
And eat both your arms, and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face.
Not before roasting him, though.
What was that?
Oh, I have a parasite.
Parasite?
Yeah.
And he took that personally. And that's the movie. Like I said, it was actually a pretty good watch. So it's a nice refresher for part 3 that's coming. The dynamic between Eddie and Venom was actually kinda nice. He started off as a good host for Venom, but as time went on, Eddie and humans in general started growing on him. They completely glossed over the fact that Venom was slowly killing Eddie once the third act kicked in. But, I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe, just maybe, check out another one. Or even hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay broke, stay lazy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!